Well, it is raining outside, but perfect time to pull up my big desktop computer and do a little show and share on a common animal that you might find in your garden or in your landscape or even in the city. This is an opossum, and I'm Elise. I'm glad you stopped by. Opossums are not considered particularly pretty, and I have to wonder if they were more aesthetically attractive, would we be more accepting of them? But opossums are a great animal to have in your garden. You need to encourage opossums in your garden. They have many benefits and they have many firsts. So let me share a little bit. The photo we're looking at now is a photo I took the other day. I was out in the backyard working on some plants, and the little possum just kind of strolled past me. By the time I got my camera, he was gone or she was gone. And that's why the picture's a little fuzzy. I kind of took it while it was moving. First, opossums and possums. There is a difference. They are two completely different animals. The opossum is native to North and South America. The possum is native to Australia and other countries. One of the defining characteristics is the opossum has a bare tail. A possum has a fuzzy tail, kind of like a squirrel. And there are about 100 varieties of possums. So this is a website from the San Diego Zoo, and it says 100 different possum species ranging from pocket-sized pygmies to the size of a domestic cat. They are marsupials, which is another first. You know, marsupial carries their young in their pouch, like a kangaroo. This is the only marsupial in North America. This is Didelphis virginiana, is the native North American possum. But again, over 100 varieties. So you could have a possum near you. This is Pixie Bay. They are a free photo site. And here's all different features and looks. And some of them are the other possum and some of them are opossums. Now, in parts of North America and South America, people drop the O and they call them possums. I grew up calling them possum, and I may slip through this video and still call them possum. But the animal I am talking about is the opossum. Again, many, many benefits and many firsts for this creature. I want to talk a little bit about the mom giving birth. Do you know how many days the mother is pregnant? Only 12 to 13 days. Here's another first. It is the shortest gestation period of any mammal in North America. 12 to 13 days. So, after she mates, she waits these 12, 13 days, and then she gives birth to anywhere from 15 to 30 babies. They're very small, and depending upon the variety, can be about the size or smaller than a honeybee. Now, the babies are going to start crawling out of the birth canal and up into the pouch. And here's the rub. The mom only has 13 nipples. So if she's had 25 babies and she only has 13 nipples, it's the race to see who gets there first and to latch on to a nipple. Those are the ones that might make it. All the rest will naturally die off. So, and the nipple is kind of like a little string. I haven't personally seen one. I've just read about it. It's like a little string, and the baby will kind of swallow that string down and hook on. The babies stay in the pouch, hooked to the nipple, for about 6 weeks. And after that 6 weeks time, they can climb out of the pouch and clean the mom's back. And there are times they might climb back in and nurse a little bit, and then they'll climb back out. That mom is going to carry those 12, 13 babies, however many lived, up to 3 to 5 months on her back, depending upon the variety. And the mom gives birth to 2 or 3 litters a year. So you're thinking, okay, why aren't we covered up with opossums? And here's why. Even though she gives birth to all of these possums, only 13 can live at the most. So even if she has 2 or 3 litters, only 13 from each litter might live. Then there is a very high mortality rate, not only in the pouch, but then when they're actually being weaned and after they're weaned. Another first, it is one of the shortest lived mammals for its size in North America. Fewer than 10% live longer than a year. Huge mortality rate. Baby possums are a very favorite food of lots of predators. If a baby possum drops off the mom's back, she will not go back and get it. And you can understand that. She's got 12, 13 babies on her back. She may have been carrying them for 3 or 4 months already. She might not notice if a baby falls off her back. So if you find a baby possum that has fallen off the mom's back, there's a couple of choices. You can try to raise it yourself. You can take it to a rehabilitation center. If it's past the weaning stage, you can just leave it alone. You can let nature take its, course. The baby will die off. Or you could, if it is big enough to have been weaned, pick it up and take it out in the woods somewhere and let it do a natural life cycle. But the mom will not go back and get it. I want to show you this. How could you not think that they weren't cute? Isn't that cute? Let's see, I think there was one over here that was really, really cute. Well, I don't see it right now. Cute little drawing. Okay, but I think they are cute. Here's one. This is a free photo. Isn't that cute? Of the mom with her babies. All right, let's talk about the anatomy just a little bit. Another first. Opossums have 50 teeth, which is the highest number of any land animal. Their forefeet act like fingers. Their hind foot has a thumb like a big toe. And the tail can be used as a 5th hand. So when the possum, which does climb very, very well, is up in the trees, it can move around and securing itself with its tail. And every time I see that, I think of Ice Age, where the possums are hanging up from their tail on the trees. And baby possums can hang from their tail from trees. Now, originally, they were native to the eastern United States. Back in the Depression, they were intentionally introduced out into the west of the U.S. as a food source. And they have found fossils of opossums dating back 70 million years. But because of their biology, their diet, and their reproductive strategy, they have survived. Really neat. So what do possums eat? Practically everything. Practically everything. They'll eat fruit. They'll eat insects. They eat ticks, They eat snakes. They eat some carrion. They'll eat live animals like small birds, small chickens. They'll eat eggs. They'll eat practically anything. So that gives them a step up on surviving because they aren't a specialized eater. They'll eat anything. Are they smart? Oh yeah. They've done research studies that say, in fact, opossums are smarter than dogs, and they're about equal to pigs. So for a mammal, they're quite smart. What happens if you run up on one? Well, ignore it. It is more afraid of you than you are of it. And like I said, if they were more attractive, if they were a cute little fuzzy bunny, you probably wouldn't react. But since they have a definite unique appearance, people tend to react differently towards them. But leave them alone. They are not hostile. They are very docile. If you corner any wild animal, it's going to defend itself. It might hiss at you. It might bare its teeth. But it's going to try to run away as much as possible. It will climb up a tree. It can go under structures, anything to get away from you. And if it has its babies on its back during that time of it trying to get away from you, there's chances it might lose some of the babies. So just leave it alone. It's not going to try to attack you, your kids, your animals, or anything. Now, here's another thing. All these great benefits that this opossum has is it eats things that can hurt us and our animals, like poisonous snakes. And in fact, we owe a thank you to opossums because they are responsible for some of the antivenoms that we have now. They will eat poisonous snakes. They like copperheads, water moccasins, rattlesnakes. So if you're out walking and you have a dog and your dog starts barking at it, don't get mad at the opossum. That opossum may actually be saving your dog's life by eating a poisonous snake that could have bit the dog. And most of us gardeners know that there's all the stories about possums eating ticks. So they don't get on your dogs and they don't get on us. So there's all these great benefits that opossums do. That's a wonderful help for us. So if you see them, leave them alone. Don't mess with them. They are more afraid of us than we are of them. Defense mechanisms. Well, they're kind of slow. They can climb and they can hide. They will hiss and make a few vocal noises like growling, but they really don't have lots of vocal noises. They do have those 50 teeth, but they've never been known to attack anybody. And they will bare the teeth as a defense mechanism. They do have claws. So if you go up and you grab hold of one, it might try to defend itself. So don't grab hold of one. It's going to go away. So leave it alone. One of their major defense mechanisms is playing dead. And we've all heard stories about possums playing dead. Well, I actually have had 2 personal experiences with that. I had a 5-gallon bucket of vermicompost tea on my back patio. I saw something splashing in it and I walked up to see what it was. It was a baby possum. Now how that baby possum got up in that 5-gallon bucket, I don't know. But I, dipped him out. Put him down on the patio, and he was shaking and walking around all crazy like, and all of a sudden, plop over on its side. It's dead. For all intents and purposes, it is dead. Stiff as a board. But I thought, I've got your number, honey. So I wrapped it up in a towel, and I went off and did other stuff. When I came back, a couple hours, it was gone. The towels were laying there, but the little opossum had come out of his catatonic state and left. So how long do they stay in a catatonic state? Anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, and records have up to a couple of days, which is rare though. This is an involuntary state. They get stressed and their body automatically shuts down. Now, they've done tests. They do not believe that opossums feel any pain when they're in this catatonic state. That the predator can actually take a bite out of them and there's still no reaction, no reflex. So for us, it might be counterintuitive to stop and lay down and play dead instead of running away. But here again, you've got a slow animal. And if you've got a big, fast predator, the chances of it evading the predator are very slim. So it falls over, plays dead, goes stiff as a board. It starts emitting a really foul odor like it's rotten. It will start drooling. The flies will come up. And it looks like it's dead. And I had that happen to me also. I had an adult opossum come up in the back where I was. I guess I scared it. It ran over up against the fence, fell over, and for all intents and purposes looked dead as a doornail. Flies all over it, stinking. And I left it alone for about an hour, and still no movement, no nothing. I even got a little garden hose and sprayed it off and thought, well, okay, maybe it's hot and it needs to be cooled off some. No reflexes. So I finally went and dug a hole because I thought it was dead. I dug a hole. I moved the possum into the hole. It wasn't very deep. I covered it up. I went about my business. A few hours later, I came back. It was gone. So it came out of its catatonic state and crawled out. So if you see one that looks dead, ignore it if you can. If not, just move it out of the way to somewhere safe and leave it alone. So that involuntary state is one of their major defense mechanisms. And it works. One of their great survival methods. So, a little bit about the opossum. From what I have read, there are still places across the world that will eat opossums and possums. I don't know anybody personally who still eats them. But I know in some regions, opossum is still on the food menu. They are part of the big food chain. They are predator and they are prey. And they are prey for practically anything that's larger than them. They are immune to most diseases. Very rarely would they get rabies. And as I've mentioned, they eat loads of poisonous snakes, ticks, things that would be bad for us. So these are great animals that you want to keep in your landscape. I welcome mine. And if I see one coming across the yard or anything, I try to just be really still. I don't want to scare it, especially if it's a mom with the babies on her back. I play really still and I let them go about their business. I hope you can do the same. Till we speak again, have a fantastic day.